Donald Trump. I think about this case in New York. I mean, I'm looking at the Democrats right now. And again, primarily, I have voted Democrat throughout my life, but I'm utterly disgusted with what I'm seeing because it seems to me that they're trying to use the law in the courts. They've clearly politicized this thing with Donald Trump because they can't come up with a strategy to offset the momentum he's clearly gained. In at least 5 polls, he's up. He's up in the polls over Biden in at least 5.
A thing with Stephen A. Smith is that he doesn't like the way Democrats are, and everybody's when he comes up with these right-leaning things, and he says he's not going to vote for Donald Trump. But the thing is, he knows what's best for everybody, and that is to have Donald Trump in the White House and president, and as a president. But he doesn't go over the hump. He says all these things that he hates that Democrats do, but he doesn't go the whole way. He goes 90 yards. He goes 90 yards, to use a football reference. He goes all the way to the 90-yard line, and he doesn't punch it in. You know why? Because he's afraid that if he actually tells people, like, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump, then he's not going to be invited to the cookouts. Not going to be invited to the parties. Like, he's not going to be one of the elite. He might get fired from ESPN. That would be stupid of ESPN, but they don't mind losing him just to cut their losses. That's the thing I don't like about Stephen A. Smith, is that he will go all the way towards the red zone to the 90-yard line, and he won't punch it in. He won't punch it in. He's afraid to punch it in because he knows the backlash. In this interview, and the entire interview, if you watch the entirety, this is just a clip, but if you watch the entirety, he says he doesn't matter. He doesn't care what people think. But he cares, because he won't go all the way. He says he's not going to vote for Donald Trump. And he has all these videos on him saying some of the some conservative things, some right-leaning things, but he's not going to go the whole 100 yards. He's going to go through the 90 yards, but he ain't going to go the whole 100 yards. And that's what I don't like about him. That's what I don't like about Bill Maher, and that's what I don't like about anybody that goes all the way to that 90-yard line and doesn't punch it in. He doesn't punch it in and say, well, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because that's what's best for this country, and that is what's best for this nation, and that is what's best for my community and every single community, from white, black, brown, yellow, green, blue, red. Doesn't matter. That is what's right. But no, he's not going to do that. Like I said, because he does care about what people think of him. And you shouldn't care about what people think about you. If they were real friends, if these people were real friends, and they would actually support you, they'll say, well, I don't like your choice, but I will still be friends with you. That's what you used to have in this country. That's what we used to have, where we were able to disagree with each other and still grab a beer. And now, either you agree with this, or you're now no longer our friends. And it usually is on one side. There's some Republicans who have that leaning too, who think or have that type of process, and like, oh well, they don't agree with us, so just kick them out. Just kick them out. Let's continue.
Polls that I counted, that's the reality of the situation. Despite the counts against them, the indictments against them, being impeached twice and all of this other stuff, he is the presumptive GOP nominee. And you don't seem to have the issues in your favor, you believe. So because of that, you're going to manipulate the system as best as you possibly can.
So yeah, right here, he is saying that they don't believe that they can win against Donald Trump with the issues. They can't win against the economy, because nobody feels like the economy is fixed. And then the border, they're not going to win. They lied to Americans. They gaslighted Americans, especially the Biden administration, where they said the border is not open. The border is not open. The border is not open. And now they are saying the border is open, but then Republicans don't want to fix it. So nobody's going to believe the Democrats anymore. They don't have that issue either. The migrants, the border, the economy, and now you have foreign policy now in the mix. 4 subjects, 4 points that Donald Trump can win. And he knows that under Donald Trump, We didn't have any wars. The economy was booming. The border was secure. And we were starting to build the wall. And, of course, the migrant. We didn't have no migrant issue. They were in those facilities, but that was it. And they were being processed, making sure that those kids were actually belonging to those parents. That's why they were in those processing centers. That's why they were in those cages, like they said. But of course, the media doesn't say that. They said that they're in cages, even though those were the cages that were under Obama. But he knows that. Like, that's why they're happy. Stephen A. knows that the Democrats cannot win. And that's why they're doing these lawfare. That's why they're doing lawfare against Donald Trump. They have to get him in the courts. Which he knows, or everybody knows, that the courts are now corrupt. That we have now corrupt judges. We have corrupt courts. We have corrupt DAs, attorney generals. The whole the judicial system is corrupt. It is entirely corrupt. And he knows that, and everybody knows that, and everybody sees that. He knows that he knows that the Democrats don't have a chance to win. But he says that he's not going to vote Donald Trump. He's not going to vote Donald Trump. He keeps saying that. He's not going to vote Donald Trump. He said he's not going to vote Biden either. I don't think he's going to vote Biden. We don't know who he's going to vote for. But we know who he should vote for all this time that he's saying all these things. But like I said, he's not going to go and punch in the ticket and say Donald Trump. He's not going to tell his community Donald Trump. Because his community, the black community, were told lies. And we're told that Donald Trump's a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, all the phobes. Which makes them not want to vote for him. Now people are willing to excuse themselves from that. And just say, look, you know what? The racist, it's a bad racist, but he actually is trying to help. Under him, I had a better job. I could afford gas. I could afford groceries. $100 took us far in the grocery aisles. Not, one bag or 2 bags of groceries and that was it. It was a much different world 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Let's continue though.
To avoid him possibly running for re-election again. That appears to be their strategy, but I'm here to tell you, it's not working.
It's not working. It's not working. It's not going to work. It is never going to work. Lawfare is never going to work. Nope. It's not going to work. It is bringing them up in the polls, not down, because everybody's seeing it. Like, everybody's seeing that they're attacking him because they know that he can win. They know that he can win. And that's why they're using lawfare. And it ain't going to work. All he has to do is just appeal every case. Majority of the cases. Appeal. Especially these civil fraud cases. All he has to do is, of course, appeal. Appeal. That's all he has to do. And he will win those in appeal. Because the facts will be there. Those judges are more honest judges. Unlike the ones that they had against him. Like this Juan Merchant and Arthur Angeron. Those are the 2 most corrupt judges in New York. The most 2 corrupt judges in New York. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. We all know that Stephen A. Smith doesn't want to say that he's going to vote for Trump. And he doesn't want to actually sign it in on the dotted line or check it off in the box. But we know that he's not going to vote Joe Biden, though. We know. He's just not going to say it. He's afraid to say it, and that's a coward's way. That's a coward's way and a coward's move. You have to have the balls to actually do it. In order to save people, in order to save your community, you have to have the balls to do it. You got to go against the grain, and he's not. He is not. That's it for this video. Hope to see you on the next one. Peace out.